Okay, this video today is to help explain the writing component of the Essentials program with Classical Conversations. So in 4th, 5th, and 6th grade, the students enter into the Essentials program, which is in the afternoon, and they spend 45 minutes in the writing program. And Classical Conversations uses another program called the Institute for Excellence in Writing, which is known as IEW. Now, in this video, I'm going to introduce and I'm going to tell you what all of these acronyms and abbreviations are, because there are a lot of them and it can be a little overwhelming and daunting. So note that I'm really focusing on the writing portion, okay? There is a whole nother 45-minute section of class where we do grammar. So I'm not even going to talk about that in this video, right? So what I'm talking about first and foremost is the Institute for Excellence in Writing, which is IEW, and the first resource you need as a parent is your teaching writing structure and style, and it looks something like this, and it is also known as the TWSS, Teaching Writing Structure and Style, TWSS, okay? Now, many people purchase this, and about halfway through the year, it collects dust on the shelf. I'm here to tell you that this is your curriculum, okay? This is what you as a mom, as the teacher, need to know, read, and understand. And you know what? It's designed, mine's kind of a mess, but it's set up in units with the tabs. And so just go unit by unit. The week before your tutor is going to introduce a new unit, sit down, read your TWSS, see what it has to say, and you will be much more equipped for class, especially if this is your first year. It's like reading the notes ahead of time, okay? So the TWSS is your friend. Now, in addition to the TWSS, there are the DVDs. They're about $150, I think. You're not required to buy those. Your community should have a copy, and usually they set up a day where you can all get together and watch. And it's usually a long day, and it's a lot of information, but it's really the best way to do it. We always have fun at ours and make it just a time to get to know each other, equip each other, and so make that a priority. Watching those DVDs is what makes you, the teacher, educated to instruct your child in how to write. And, sometimes I always get asked, oh, what makes you, what credentials do you have? And I'm like, well, I've watched that set of videos 4 times. And so I'm like, well, I've watched over 80 hours of instruction on teaching writing. And so it is what equips you. And so don't miss that opportunity. And it goes with that TWSS, teaching structure, writing, and teaching writing structure and style. Okay, I'm fumbling on my own acronyms. Now, what partners with that came out last year, I'll reach for it, is a student binder that's almost the exact same thing. It is basically like the kid version of this one, all right? It's got the tabs just like you do, and in it, it's got graphics and basically the main points that your student's going to be learning in each unit in a really nice visual format. This is a download that you can do when you buy the history-based writing. So you can download it and put this together yourself, or you can buy it for 20 bucks. I think it's worth the 20 bucks by the time you do the ink, the tabs, the binder, and all of that. But anyway, this will be your student's binder that goes essentially with TWSS. There are 9 units. Your student will go through all 9 units in the year. And it's got a nice reminder for them when they sit down to write and maybe they forget what happened in class or they don't remember what they're supposed to be doing. It's so simple. It's so easy for them. And then what I do is I actually take my students' papers at the end of each when they get done, and I take them, I put them in a slipcover, and I put it right in here. And I will build this notebook for them for their 3 years in Essentials, and this is their IEW binder, and it becomes their archive of all their great work that they've done. So this is basically the student TWSS, all right? The first one was the teacher. Now, there's one other thing that you need for just for the IEW portion, okay? And one of the ways we teach kids to write is through source text. And so there is the student source text, and you know that it's the student because it says student and because it's got the vocabulary cards in it. And if you want to know about those, check out the vocabulary video. And so in this, your student will be given sources to write from. There'll be some instructions about things. And so they'll want to bring this and their TWSS to the student version to class each week, all right? This is what makes up IEW for your student in an essentials class, all right? There is also a teacher one. Now, you'll notice that this is history-based writing US, and this is history-based writing ancients. Make sure yours match. I just realized mine do not. I need to buy my teacher manual for this next year. But you have the teacher manual. In the teacher manual, you have everything that the student has. You'll see it right here. Let me get the page up. So in the box is the exact same page that's in your student's history-based writing. And then you get little snippets out to the side that give you maybe a little bit more information. I have to be honest, I do not utilize this a whole lot as a parent, but I feel like it's a good resource to have on hand, and I do think it's listed under the requirements in classical conversations. And it does not have the vocab words or the vocab quizzes, so if that's something you're wanting to incorporate, that's not in the teacher version. And so these are called the history-based writing, all right, also known as HBWL in acronyms. So don't forget your history-based writing and your TWSS. There's a teacher version for both, and there's a student version for both. Okay, here's a student. So you and your student will be equipped for class for IEW for the writing portion of Essentials when you show up, you with your two, and your student with their two, their binder and their spiral bound. Okay? And there's a couple different ways you can set yourself up. If you want to integrate those two, I'll try to post some videos about that. And so good luck, happy writing.